How are you? It's craft time. I got something special going on here. But I shall get myself queued up here. Uh-huh. The joys of being a chaotic kitty. I'm very distracted tonight, and I'm not going to tell you why. It's kind of silly, and it's really bugging me tonight. But you know what? We're going to move forward. We're going to do at least a little bit of crafting. So here we go. Hi everyone, how you doing? I'm here. Having a weird night, but I'm here. Oh, but a little bit of housekeeping actually. Let me show you something. Hey Elaine, this came today. Now, for all transparency, I don't remember my dates, but I think I'm not allowed to open this in front of you yet. But this is the new mini catalog. I think it starts tomorrow, really. And look how pretty it is. It's still in the package, just finally came today. Thanks to Canada Post, this took like 2 months to arrive. And inside here is the celebration pamphlet. But again, not allowed to show it. So, yeah, I could show the cover, but that's about it. Based on the rules. So, now for those catalogs, for total transparency, I don't order more. Because it's simply just it's a 4 month run for the mini catalog, and celebration's only 2 months. I'm just looking for my die cut machine, so really it doesn't really do me well at this stage of my business. I may futuristic order them if I'm more on top of it. It was just, hey, when that pre-order for the catalog was coming out, I was in the middle of a major transition with job stuff and that, so it was like, yeah, I can't even think about ordering catalogs. So it's like, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing in 2025. And I still don't even know what the heck I'm doing. So yeah. So yeah, oh, you haven't got yours yet. Well, it should be soon. If mine finally came today, then it's gotta be soon because yes, looking forward to actually seeing it. I haven't even ordered anything from it. Oh, and there goes my settings. Aww. There goes my settings. Ooh, I got some scary stuff happening here. Let's see if I can reboot and keep moving forward here. Yeah, this is really not liking me tonight. Let's see if... Oh, that's really still not liking me. Wow. Okay, try this again. I didn't even touch that side of the table until now, and yet, it's still problematic. Alright, let's see if this can recover. If not, this makes the usual daily drinking game of how much technical difficulties I'm going to have in one night. Alright, anyway, back to what I'm trying to do here. Is I'm getting preparations towards my big January card class. This is the big one of the year because it's my birthday card class. It's not on my birthday. I don't plan it that way. I like to have my birthday to me. But this one, this class, I go super themed to what I love. And this year, I'm excited about it. So, deadline's already passed. If anybody's interested in signing up, well, sorry, deadline's passed. But there's always next year. So right now, I'm just die cutting more of the deckled rectangle shapes. I need a total of 5. There's a reason why I have the number 5. I'm not going to explain it though. It's not all participants, but it's also having extras for videos and other features as well. So yeah, I got one. Nicely textured on the wrong side, but that's okay. Alright. So, how is everyone on this fine, friendly Monday? Oh, damn it. There we go. We're getting there. So that's for you. Tonight's video is literally cutting paper. Can be a bore, but it's got to be done. And yes, I painted my nails tonight. I was in the mood. It was just picked a freezing. Yeah, I'm freezing too, actually. Trying to stay warm. The doodles are clinging to me. Oh, this one's getting stuck, which means I gotta clean the plates. It's had some good runs lately. Lots of crackle and pop here. Well, fortunately for me, there's not too many die cuts I'm doing with this tonight. It's just trying to get through the initial. I'm just going to cut this in half and hope that will do. It might. But yeah, I'm cold too. I'm layered up tonight. I'm always wearing a sweater on here anyway, but yeah, and I made sure I'm layered for the night. Make sure I'm staying warm. Make sure the kids are warm. Well, you got in from Costco about 8 o'clock. Okay, cool. How was Costco? I haven't been to Costco in a long time. I'm not a member. I was a member at one point in the past. It was something that just doesn't really suit our purposes, especially we don't get the Amex credit card. No interest in it. And it's like you gotta do Amex or cash or whatever, at least back then anyway. I don't know what it is nowadays. But I did enjoy going there. But I do have a memory. I have a Costco memory. Like, give me a sec. I gotta remember this. I haven't thought about this in years. So probably the last time we went was I'm glad it wasn't busy. Going at Christmas time is a total zoo. So this was years ago. Oh my god, this is like a good 10 plus years ago kind of thing. We were in Costco. And give me a sec. I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember the trigger. But two women were yelling and screaming at each other near the kids area. It had to do with the one kid. Like, I can't remember what it was. Like, probably because something about, you got a mom and a daughter there. Then you have another woman. And I guess the kid did something, or the kid was in someone's way, or I don't remember what it was. But the other, let's say the non-parent in this scenario, maybe she was a parent too, but the one that was the opposite spectrum. She said something to the kid or to the mother, either or. And the mom went ballistic at her about, you don't talk to my kid that way. And it was like, whoa, like, it was crazy kind of thing. Oh, okay, so MasterCard now. I didn't know that. But yeah, like, I'm kind of standing back at the time when these two women are arguing, yelling, and screaming. And I'm thinking like, yeah, this is Christmas. Yeah. And that was like a good 10 plus years ago kind of thing. Like, whoa. Makes me laugh thinking about the memory now, but yeah, Costco, fudge. Yeah, it was like, whoa. But yeah, nowadays, unfortunately, that's commonplace. People are yelling, screaming everywhere. Like, people don't get along. So, there's a bit of insight to my past. I mean, at the time it was funny, but not funny for both sides there, but for everyone else it was like, Merry Christmas. Yeah, happy Costco days. Alright, so die cutting's done. So, I mean, eventually I'll probably get a Costco membership again. I don't know. I have to be motivated to go. We did get some good stuff there years ago. Did some good Christmas shopping. I hear postage stamps were cheaper in there. I never knew. I have no idea. Anyway. Yeah, it was quite an event years ago when that went down. So these extra pieces, I'm just going to trim the excess and keep the useful pieces. Because again, I'm all about resourceful. And even though it has a bit of an edge to it, that's okay. But it still could be super, super useful. So there we go. And my scissors really need some love and attention, which I have not gotten around to yet. Alright, and I just discarded those little slim pieces. So these I'll just keep off to the side. So I have this. We'll be using this in the card class, one way or another. I also need... Now, everything else is paper trimmer at this point. Yeah, yeah, it was a weekend for us and we went. So yeah, I agree. Don't go on the weekends unless you absolutely have to. For us, well, it makes it a little hard. Alrighty, so then I need 5 of these. And I remember my size I did with these. It was 2 3/4, which it is, by 2 1/2. And that piece will be useful as well. So 2 3/4 by 2 1/2. Boom. Because this is another piece that we're using. So that works so very, very well. So 2 3/4, yep, by 2 1/2. And then again, 2 3/4. And 2 1/2. So yeah, I painted my nails today. It was just a quick, as I was feeding the doodles, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'll just paint my nails. I'm not good at painting. They look pretty good actually, but I'm not very skilled at it. I'm no pro when it comes to nails, but sometimes I have ideas of, oh, I'm going to paint my nails when I do my videos, and I just kind of fall off the bandwagon with the idea of it. But lately I'm trying to perk myself to actually do it, so that's the intention. So then lastly, I need 5 of slightly longer strips, and then we're more or less done. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I might trim them down a little bit to sort of... These, we have them already there. I'm keeping them longer for the intention for the card class. And all will be explained when you're in the class. Until then, you're probably wondering, like, what is she doing? So here's a trick. So I have all these strips I gotta cut, and I'm okay if they get a little wonky, but I just want approximately 4 1/4 inches. So I'm just gonna line them up on the trimmer, and it's okay if they're not totally perfect. Okay, I don't know why I have 6 for some reason. So then, just kind of line them up best I can along that 4 1/4 line. Make sure the blade's already on this side, not the upper, and then close up carefully, and then slice. And that's how you can cut multiple strips at once within the general size that you're really looking for. And then these little pieces, I'm just going to pitch them. But yeah, there's a tip of the night. Super useful. And then that's it for the cutting. That's it. We're done. Woohoo! Anyway, well, and I still got another minute to go. Well, under a minute. I tried to do like 15 minutes minimally. Last night was like 9 minutes. I just did not have the energy. My brain was totally elsewhere. So, next is, as I have a tickle in my throat, make a pile of 5. That one's really thick. The joys of using scrap paper. Because I need to package these into the packets that we're doing. And then my card class prep is pretty much done. Woohoo. And then what's next? I got too many things on the go. Tonight, well, we're at the 15-minute mark. I might just call it a night because stuff is stuff. Life is life. But I know Elaine's interested in the puzzle packets that I do. Each time I do one, I do a whole new one. So I'll be pondering on that probably later tonight into the next couple days and see what I can come up with. Whatever I do at the packets, like the puzzle packets, I always make my version first so I can kind of work out, does the layout work? Does the colors kind of work? And then from there, I may use the exact same papers or I may use something else similar. But yeah, I will figure it out. So yeah, anyways. And just to mention, Celebration starts probably tomorrow. I don't know the date. I am not up to date on my info because I've just been chaotically busy with the new job, which is going really well anyway. But yeah, Celebration, there's a good join promo. Okay, now that I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to covertly talk about it. So give me a sec here. I'm opening my catalog, but you can't see it. I'm going to talk about Celebration. And, oh yeah, I can show you something about Celebration, actually. Give me a sec. So, I actually have a Celebration stamp set. And I will show you. I picked up this on my somewhat pre-order, but not pre-order, day to celebrate. And I really liked it. So, Celebration. Now, this is the pamphlet. I can't show you much else. I'm not a big fan of what it's showing this time for the cover. It's got I like the papers in it. Oh, and I did order something again for the pre-order Celebration. It's coming, I think, this week. So why gather? Okay, yes, I know why gather, but I want to know the promotion. Is it in here? Because there's options for joining. Oh yeah, here we go. Join Stampin' Up! I just want to cover this quickly. So, there is a good promo. So anybody who ever joins Stampin' Up, I'll just cover the housekeeping thing for a moment because I should talk about this once in a while anyway. Is the join kit is almost always $135 price tag on it. How it works is you spend $135 if you're going to join us, and that's your starter kit. But the starter kit is actually a value of $165, so you do get a bonus $30 out of it. And within that, you spend $135. Your budget is $165, and within that $165, I believe, if I remember this right, it's been a few years, is you have your own shopping spree. There is no set one kit. It is whatever it is you want to get that's available on the website. It could be stamps, it could be inks, could be paper pumpkin codes, could be blocks, more inks. I'm sure I got more stamp and seal and the Seal Plus, like paper. It's really customize your own kit. I do think it's a great idea that you get to customize your own kit kind of thing. Because even like the grid paper, even this glass mat is, I believe, still an option. I'm a little out of touch on which product is which anyway. Bone folder. Okay, I'm just going to keep pulling items. Anyway, but it's a great way of, like, when I joined, I did a lot of clearance shopping because I was kind of already into crafts. I had a few things already. And I maximized by bought a whole bunch of clearance stuff. And for me, it was a really good idea. So, but this time, what it's doing is, yes, so it's the same price, $135. It includes shipping too, which is really nice. But you get to choose, only for these 2 months, for January, February, during celebrations, you get to choose one of 2 free bonus options to add to your starter kit. So, oh, very nice. You can choose. Option 1 is your choice of 2 marker sets for Stampin' White marker assortments. And they're anywhere from either brights or neutrals or regals or subtles, plus a beautiful stamp set exclusively designed to work with them. So Option 1 is you get 2 marker sets and a stamp set. Option 2 is your choice of an additional $41 in free products. So option 1 is you get your $165 budget to spend on the website, and then you can get a couple free items. I'll get to how I started in a moment. Or option 2 is with the $165 budget, you get another $41 to spend. Okay, so how I got started into this is that I'm gonna put this away before I do something stupid and show it on video, and I'll get in trouble for that. Prior to any sort of card making, I was arts and crafts anyway. This is going back. What year are we in? Oh, we're in 2025. Oh my. So 9 years ago, not with Stampin' Up, okay, 9 years ago, I really got into coloring. Really got into coloring. I'm gonna hold a colored pencil, now that I say that. I have one here. And like really obsessive was coloring. Like coloring books, I've got so many of them kicking around. Like really crazy got obsessed into coloring for a good number of years. I'm still into it, but not as much as I used to be. I miss it a lot. I'm not going to pull it out because Buddy's under me. I don't want to trip him up, and he's going to be wondering, like, Mommy, what are you doing? Because I don't want to startle him. And now he's kicking my foot. So, got into coloring. Now, at the time, I was working, and this might be a long story. This was more like 2016 is when this kicked in. I was working an overnight call center job. I was depressed. I was a mess. So working overnights is not fun. And then I had no motivation. And then one day we were out, we were like night owls kind of people because I was working overnights. He was working afternoons. So on the weekends, we just kind of roam around. I was in a Shoppers Drug Mart and I picked up a coloring book, which I actually have it just up there. I'm not going to grab it because I'm going to make a mess in the room. I picked up Color Quest. It's a color by numbers coloring book. I've only done like maybe half the sheets in it over time. And it just kind of got me going again. It got me into coloring. And then from there, I kind of grew from that and super colored a whole bunch of stuff. Eventually learned blending and learned really good techniques. So that's about 9 years ago is super got into coloring. And then through that, I kind of sort of dabbled into, I wanted to do something with all these colored pieces. So I was kind of making the cards a little bit. But that might have came after I discovered Stampin' Up. So July 1st, 2019, because I know the date, I went to a garage sale. It was a crafty garage sale. It was advertised in the local newspaper. It was a Stampin' Up demo. I know kind of her name. I don't know if I ever met her or anything. She had a craft sale. And I bought cardstock, a couple hole punches, and Lovely as a Tree stamp set. And it's buried away. I'm not pulling it out right now. I'm really not pulling it out. So I bought that, and then I took home a catalog. And that's how I discovered Stampin' Up. And when I looked at the catalog, I discovered Paper Pumpkin. And right away, that month, I subscribed to Paper Pumpkin. And I've been a subscriber 99% of the time since then. There's only a couple months in the last going on 6 years that I may have skipped a kit, but very rarely. There's only a few times I skipped. So that's the short version. And it was like, this stuff's so cool. This is easy. Like I can, take, crossover with my coloring stuff and, use this to decorate. And I had some really funky cards in the beginning. But, and then, so that's July 2019 when I got into it as a customer. And then the join idea kind of kicked over a little more with, like, I was kind of like perked with, well, I wonder how you do this. Then I met my upline Teresa in early 2020, just before the whole COVID thing, literally just before. She was at a vendor sale in town here, and I didn't realize she was Stampin' Up. She was Paper Pumpkin. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then friendly, I didn't buy anything, but I entered her raffle and I guess sent for a newsletter and and I won a prize of like a my own party card class, which I declined because it's like I don't know anybody who wants to do this, and I'm not hosting at my house. So it was one of these things, but no thanks. But I kept contact with her because I was like, I want to do this. And I think it was 2020. No, let me think. It might have been later in 2020. I actually had a phone call with her. I scheduled a phone call with her. I'm like, look, I have questions. Like, I'm interested in joining, but I have so many questions. And she was really great. We talked on the phone for like a half hour. She answered my questions. But what I found out from her right from then, and which I'm glad I knew, and this is something about transparency, and I recommend this for anybody who's going to look into direct sales, is do your homework on your potential upline. Try to pick someone you can trust and really work with. She right away explained to me about the quarterly minimums, and this is something that isn't always clear with direct sales companies. They don't clearly tell you on the websites that there is a hook. The hook is, at least to Stampin' Up, I'm just going to average the numbers. It's average $400 every quarter you must have in some sort of sales. It could be your own personal purchases, could be people buying stuff off of you, like, but through the website anyway. And Paper Pumpkin does count towards that, just not in the same dollar figure. It's a different calculation because of the points. So let's get to the comments. So at least Teresa was very upfront with, yeah, it's $400 every quarter. Okay, that helps to know. And I will admit that number kept me from joining for a while because I'm like, how am I going to do that? How am I going to have $400 in sales every quarter? And the younger part of me is like, oh yeah, everybody does this. This is going to be easy. No, it isn't. Anyways, but I was always interested because I see her newsletters. Of course, her newsletters had the hook about if you're ever interested in joining. Like, however, the way she wrote it was like, I want to, I just don't know how. And yeah, so that's kind of like how I found out about Stampin' Up. And then when I joined, so a friend of mine was dabbling into direct sales at end of 2020 and spring 2021. And she joined 31. And then I ended up joining for giggles, really. Because we're like, okay, these products are kind of cool. My spouse and I looked and we're like, okay, this is kind of fascinating. And and then the join promo for 31 at the time was like a $1 for a digital kit. And I joined with, it's $1. I don't know, let's see what we're going to go with this. And then I was at for about a year selling it. And I didn't get anywhere with it. I spent more time buying stuff for myself and for us that was like, yeah, this isn't for me. But I already knew, I'm like, this isn't for me. And my friend, I joined under my friend because I knew her. But her upline, whew, scary person. Yeah, total personality clash. Her upline was more big about big numbers and trying to be like, sell 10 totes this month. And I'm like, I can't even sell one, not let alone 10, whatever. Like, she had unrealistic expectations of her downlines. Anyway, but I joined 31 so I can learn how to do direct sales to prepare me to do Stampin' Up. So I was doing kind of okay. Like, I was getting a few sales here and there. So I joined Stampin' Up July 1st, 2021. I wanted to be July 1st because that's the date I discovered Stampin' Up back in 2019. So that's kind of the quicker version of how the heck did I get into this? Anyways, so there's my story. And now I'm going to go because I've been on for a half hour. I've been talking for the last 15 minutes. It's all good. Anyway, but yeah, no, I do enjoy talking about it. Now, I'm not going to go quite yet. There's always the story of why we join these direct sales companies or do these small hobby businesses or whatever you want to call this stuff. There's always the initial story, but then there's always the other story of why do I stay? Why do I do this? I've been at this for over 3 years. I'm doing okay. I love it. The reason to stay is everyone's going to have a slightly different answer. Mine is something that I never thought I would discover, the community. The community that we have with our team is really, really good and special. So I've done a couple of direct sales companies that on a smaller scale. So I've seen some not so great teams here and there. And some are small, some are big, some are whatever, some are complicated. But this one, there's something unique about it. I don't know what it is. I think we have a really good top leader that, when I say top, I just mean she's at the top, not because she's top sales or anything. She just has that right way of talking to us small people down here. She helps motivate us. She's not, at least she doesn't come across driven by her own goals. Obviously, yeah, she's trying to do her goals and stuff. But at least her approach is warm, friendly, and not push, push, push versus other leaders can be in other companies. So that community aspect is, I think, unique with her, the way she does this. I really like it. Speaking of community, our team meeting's tomorrow night. Anyway, but yeah, it's friendships. Like, there's people I would never have met otherwise doing this. One of my favorite moments was going to the one play date a few years ago, and I got to meet Corey Hancock from Stampin' Up. I think she's the VP of marketing or something. I should know her title, but I don't know. I loved her. She and I connected. We talked. She kept giving me Coca-Cola. Like, it was like she was human. She was real. She wasn't coming across as some big corporate difficult person. Like, I like that. She felt like she was among us, and if that's representing the VP of marketing from corporate, that's actually a good thing. So that's another reason why I stay, is like this company, it has its strengths, great people. Even Sarah Douglas, our CEO, when and now I'm gonna be talking for like next little while now. When close to my heart, when that company was going down, and Sarah announced her announcement about wanting to reach out, that they're going to reach out to close to my heart company and see what they can work out for acquiring assets and making a joint offer for their makers to come over. But Sarah, however you want to look at it, the video that she did, she actually started crying. She had emotion. Again, the human reaction that some people just don't have. She had it, and it was like you feel like she actually genuinely cared about this other company and these makers, these crafters that are now going to be out of work or out of a hobby or whatever it is, and just that emotion versus another company that I was with, and I actually recently joined for, again, giggles, last year in the fall, late fall. The company closed its doors. I'm not going to say the name. And that person, CEO, founder, I don't know what their title was at this point, but they were originally the founder anyway. She's talking about closing the business, but she's smiling as if it's the greatest thing ever. And she lacked real emotion of, this is probably heartbreaking for her because this is the company she built and she now has to let it go, like let it go down. But she's also impacting thousands of lives by, hey, the company has to close its doors. But it just felt so fake, and it was like, oh. Versus, I do think Sarah Douglas really does well with that human interaction. Anyway, so that's kind of the reasons why I stay, is a combination of that, and plus I just love crafting. Alrighty, well, I wasn't planning to talk this long. Anyway, so there. Alright, well, time to go to bed. See everybody. Bye.